Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Office Hours. I might give you another 2 minutes just to see if anyone else will join, and I will get back to you in 2 minutes. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another exciting Foyr Neo Office Hours. We're glad to have you all here. I hope everyone can hear me. If you have any problems, just drop us a message in the chat. So we had a super fun design challenge last week, and we've received some incredible entries. Thank you to everyone who participated. If you missed it, don't worry, because we have more chances coming in future weeks. We will start with celebrating some amazing talent. From all the super entries, we've chosen three which for us stood out the most. And I will share each of them, like each by each, and I will say a few words about them, and then we will say who is the winner. So let me start with the first design. Just let me share my screen first. Okay. Are you all able to see my screen? Hopefully you are. So this is one of the entries. One of the entries that we chose. So this is a cafe, and this was made by Sakshi Jain. Like hopefully I pronounced the name and surname correctly. What stood out? The design overall. Like we like the colors, we like the shelves they are added at the back of like at the back wall of the cafe. All looks nice and clean. So we really like this design. Then we have another one. Just let me share this one. And with this one, for future entries, please send us like a high quality render. I think that was stated in the submission form. So for the next time, instead of image like this one, if you can just send us like a nice, good quality render, that will be great. But just let me see if we have actually this one shared. Where are we? Okay, you should be able to see it now. And this one was made by Buscorn Olicino, if I pronounce it right. And this is a walk-in wardrobe. We like the layout. We like the choice of colors, like the wood with the white. We like the combination of drawers and open shelves. So it is a really nice design. And the third one that we have chosen is this one here. Let me share it. So that's kitchen dining design made by Danielle Lang. I don't know if she's here with us today, um, but maybe she will join later. So we've chosen this one because the kitchen cabinets, they are very well executed. Like you can see all the designs, the design details. We like the choice of textures. We also like the layout. So it is really, really well designed and really well executed. So now the moment we've been all waiting for. So for to announce our winners. So the winner of the last week's challenge is this design by Danielle Lang, and these are the rewards. So just let me. I'll just bring it here. So. So the first one is that you will be featured in our upcoming newsletter. The next one, you'll get a social media shout out in front of our 216K community. And we will ask you to drop your social media handle in the chat. And you will receive early access to an exclusive program launching next month. And for that, you will be contacted by Foyr team personally. So these are the rewards. Don't worry, because as I mentioned at the beginning, we will have more chances to for you to join. More challenges will come, so there is a chance for everyone. The good thing is that you will actually be shown into like a larger community. So like it's good for us designer to be seen in larger communities. We always can get some clients out of it or whatever. So yeah, so these are the rewards. And now I don't know if Danielle is here because it will be actually nice for her to say a few words about the design. So, Danielle, if you're here, just drop it in the comments or just unmute yourself and turn on your camera. But I can see that unfortunately she's not here. But we have Buskern here, and her design was one of the three that we shared. So Buskern, if you don't mind, maybe you want to say a few words about your design. Just let me share yours again. I should have it somewhere here.
Sure.
Yes, so you can share your screen if you want, and you can tell us all your approach to the design and if you had any difficulties or was it easy. Maybe you have some tips for our other users. So yes.
Well, actually, this was the very first time ever that I ever use this method, the build it yourself. And it was quite a challenge. Magda, you make everything look so easy in class. It's like you took like 10 minutes to finish everything. And when I actually was doing it, it took me forever.
Okay, well, I hear that a lot, like, that when you watch it, it just looks so easy. But then when you have to
Yes.
do it yourself, but if that's your first approach, like, it looks great. Like, there's nothing wrong, but like, there's nothing bad that I can say about the design. So just keep on going. And like, it will get easier. It will definitely get easier.
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, I didn't know that I was supposed to, do the render uh before
Yeah,
I fit in. So my apology for that.
no
I was
worries.
on so many different things and I was like, okay, I have to submit this in, Pacific time. Okay, trying to figure out what's the time frame. But it it
No.
it, it was great. For me, the most important thing is that I took the class and I apply it to this design. It took a long time, but it's in my brain now. Next time I'm sure it will be easier, just like everything else. And thank you so much for all these
No worries.
classes every week.
Thank you. You're very welcome, and really thanks to you for participating, and keep on going because the design looks great. And really, I always say that to all my clients that um, the more you use it, the easier it gets. And then, like, you will have your own tricks that, like, that will make the tool easier for you when you're using it. So yeah, so keep on using it because, like, with this tool gives you a bit of freedom when, like, when designing kitchens or walk-in wardrobes, and, like, not all of the ready to go cabinets that we have in our design sometimes might work for you. So, like, this tool just gives you a bit of freedom, and, like, you can actually design something that is bespoke and custom. So yes, well done.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So, okay, if anyone has any questions to Boskern about her design, you can ask them here in a chat, and I will, like, read them aloud. So we really encourage everyone to participate in our challenges because, as you could see, like, the rewards are really nice, and like, we just want to make the sessions more interesting for you. So yeah, so, like, that's the approach that we took, and hopefully um it will go nice and well. So for now I can share the agenda for today. And yeah, if anyone would like to turn on their camera, so, like, so we can see each other and, like, be get the session to be more interactive, then we will really appreciate it. No pressure though, but if that's okay with you, we will kindly ask you to um no worries, Catherine. Catherine's saying that you have a hair product in. So yeah, I know, like, um, before I wasn't turning on camera, like, you will put like a t-shirt or whatever, put your hair in a bun and you're ready to go. But if you have to show yourself, there's a bit of preparation going on. So yeah, so we'll wait for you for next session, Catherine. Well, keep your word for it. So just let me find my agenda for today. I had it somewhere in the preview opened, and today we will be talking about open shelves and bookshelves and the way we can style them. So just let me bring this up. Okay, I should be able to share it now. Okay, so these are the our office hours agenda. So we will talk about open shelves and how we can style them, how we can make them more interesting visually, not looking cluttered, etc. Also with using textures on our open shelves, how we can style niches as well. So yeah, I have few designs open that I did before, and I will just like, walk you through them. And then at the end, we can actually style some of, I have like niches shelves in one of my projects, and I can like, style them. So you will see how easy it is. And so we'll go from this one here. Just let me wait until it will load. I have actually I had problem today with opening my designs. Hopefully they will go great now. Okay. I will just double check if you can see that. Yeah, you should be able to see this one. So, for example, here we have built-in bookshelves next to our fireplace and TV unit. And as you already know, I have a very simple and clean approach to designs that I'm making. So, like, I don't like clutter. I'm not a fan of maximalism. But that's just me. Like, if I will have a client who wants like style the shelves in a different way, I will of course do it to please them, but always in a way that it's not completely in how to say it, that it's like, that it's not something that I would actually do as a person, like, so even if I have someone who loves like maximalism or like more quirky design, I will still do it in the way where like, I will be happy with it, like, if that will be my home. So for example here, like I love to use matching items, and they don't have to be identical, but even when I'm styling shelves, I like them to, just to look a bit matchy, especially like if I have more than one. So books, that will be my first will I say decor? I can say decor. Like I actually love books, and I don't think that you have to read all the books to have them on your shelves. I think they really work great as just like, decorative piece on the shelves, and they are the very easy item to style. So like, we can organize books by size, we can organize them by color, because we like we've seen approach like that as well, so like we can go from neutral to like more colorful colors, especially if you have like a library walls where you have like loads of open shelves. So there is loads approaches that we can take, but I think we should always keep it clean. I try always to mix books with some decorative pieces. I love sculptures. As you can see, like I love like horse head or horse body sculptures. I like human sculptures, so I will try to mix this. Then again, it all depends, like what style are you making, like are you creating, like for example, if it will be more rustic or traditional or farmhouse, then like we can have more wooden details, more like rustic style decor, things like that. But yeah, but I always do recommend to keep them simple, nice, and yeah, and like matchy as well, so they're not like if we, let's say that we have three or four bookshelves and each of them looks completely different. I don't think that like that's the way to go. I think we should create them in the way where they actually look like like they belong together. We also, like, I have some shelves in the bathroom. They're very simple. Let me refresh this one. And they're very simple, and also like in the bathroom, like I will show you the difference between adding the texture in the back. So for example, the tiles texture, like a marble texture, where versus using the shelves without the texture. So sometimes not even styling the shelves, but also the use of textures where can make a huge difference. Like in the shelves that I showed you a second ago, we could add wallpaper in the backing, and then like they look they will suit more like maximalist interior, farmhouse interior. So like so we don't have to put loads on the shelves itself. We can like even style just simply the shelves, like use multiple textures and make them more interesting by doing just that. So for example, like I have these shelves here, and these ones, they are with the backing. So now let's say like we can use the same color here. And even though like they're very minimal, the texture in the back makes them more interesting. And I also added LED lights for under the shelves, so they will look really nice in like in the evening when you're in the bathroom. That will give us like that extra factor. Now, if I would change the background into simple one, then like they're still nice. They're like now they're very simple and very minimalistic, but like you can actually see the difference that the texture does. So if I go back now, and like with the textures, they are more elegant, more interesting, and maybe even more visible than like without the textures. Again, it all depends on the approach, on your clients needs, whatever they ask for. But like with the texture, we can make them to stand out even more. Like for example, if we have a library like this one here, like the old style, like the old money library, where we have a floor to ceiling bookcases and there's loads of them, then of course like if that's a library, then we will use mainly books on our shelves. But again, I think it is nice to keep the balance and try to mix, even in a library, try to mix the books with some decorative pieces, so like we can have some like pieces that will match the interior. So like for example here again, we can have some sculptures in like really like nice finish. We can add vases. Some like, we have like a glass dome here, another sculpture here. And thanks to that, it's like, like we add just a bit more interest and like, just a bit more is happening. Like, for example, here we have bookends added on the sides of our books. I also like to add like small items when we have books that are lying on the shelf, not standing, and like we have only a few of them. Then I think it's nice to add something on top of them to make it more interesting. But whatever you want to mix books with other decorative pieces, remember to use similar textures and textures that will match overall look of the interior. So like, if we don't want something that looks out of place or like, stands out. Like, for example, if I will add something in like a neon color or something in like orange or orangey color, things like that, it will like, not match the overall feel and look of the interior. So we should have that in mind when we are styling our shelves. Styling is one of my favorite things to do in the interior, and shelves will be more my like, favorite piece of furniture to style. The same like console tables, etc. I really enjoy it, and I think we can really show our creativity and sense of style. Like, by adding decorative pieces and the last like, touches like, styling and things like that. So yeah, we can like, shine there. That can be our um yeah, our place to shine. Okay, so now I will refresh this one, and here I have niches, like shelves made out of niches. So like they are like, put inside of the wall. I will show you which exactly I've used. Then like you can change the textures of them again and like, resize them to the size that suit your needs. And we will quickly style them. Okay, so we have the shelves here. So I've used, I'll just go to the product information, and this is just the simple niche that I've used. So if I go to the catalog and type in niche, so this is the niche that I've used. This one here, the contemporary bathroom wall niche. Like, even if it says bathroom, you can use them to any room, and you can change texture. I think I changed texture for like a bit darker wood color. So like, yeah, you're free to add whichever texture. You can do a paint color that you're using on your wall if you don't want them to stand out too much and too much. Like these ones, I made them dark wood because we have the same finish on our kitchen cabinets, and because that's an open place, I want something to match the kitchen and like, just to go nicely in the living room area. So now we will quickly style them, and then we can go through some questions either about the designs that we shared before that we had, like, the three that we've chosen, or about the session that we just doing now. So first of all, like, I don't know what is your approach when you start to styling your project. So like, for me, like I will always start with the big pieces, then like, I will add my shelves, etc. And then at the end, I will add decorative pieces. So I will like, add the finishing touches, and I will style the space. I usually like to go through items that will or that might interest me, or like, that might suit the interior that I'm designing, and I try to shortlist them so then I can actually refer back to my shortlist and first use the product from my shortlist if I feel that I need more or I need some changes, then I can go back to the catalog and look for more. But first, I always shortlist them, and I will use my shortlisted items first. So let's start with the books. When I'm styling my shelves, I like to be, like, as you can see now, a bit on the angle, so I actually know where my items are going. And then even the items themselves, like they will automatically snap, like, if they will feel if they are pushed inside of the shells, and they, like, so they know that there is a surface there, and they will snap within the surface. So first they will highlight in a different color. So first we will drop the books. You can either drop multiple items and then try to resize them, rotate them, whatever you need, or you can do it one by one. That's actually up to you. This will be your personal preference. So let's say that we have books like this here, then we can add another pile here, and I can add some books also. Let's keep these ones. Okay, we can actually drop them here. And now we can drop these ones. That's what I'm saying. You see, like, if we're more straight, or like, or the full shelf is not like visible, then sometimes it is just hard to drop the items. When we have them on right angle, then we can drop them with no problem. So let me get these ones here. I will put these ones up, free movement, and I can bring these up here. And now let's say that we have these ones here. Now I can add some. When I'm using vases, like, I like to use multiple objects. Then we can put that on top. We can take, let's say, this sculpture here, and then resize it. And let's say that we'll drop this one here. And now we can start rotating things and resizing them. We can also change any textures that we like. If we, like, feel that the texture that is on the item doesn't match our interior, then of course we can change the texture of each of the items that we're using in our project. So now, when you're using the resize tool, you can either type in your sizes, or just like I usually use it when I, like, just want to eyeball something, and just pretty much resize it so it's, like, matching the scale of other items. The more you use it, again, it will get more comfortable to use it. At first, like, sometimes you might not click on these little dots here, and, like, you might go out of it. But, like, don't worry, you will get a grip of it in a time. So, okay, we have this one here, for example, and let's say that I don't like the finish of it, then I can simply use the same material that we have on the bottom, and I will put it on the top. Now we have vases here. Again, we can resize them, rotate them. We can also flip them. So, like, if we want them to be the other way around, we can go to edit and simply flip them. So, like, the large one will be on the other side. Now let's resize these books here. And we can, for example, put like a bowl on top of them. And again, we'll simply just rotate it, and we can resize it just a bit. Okay. Let's remove these ones. And we'll put this one on this side. Like we can leave the books in the middle as well. So you can see how easy it is and how fast you can actually style your shelves. I think sometimes the most time consuming part is just like, to choose the right items. But I have some of my favorites and I tend to use them a lot. So, okay. So we have our shelves styled. And now if we have um, in any questions, or like we have a question from actually Fire Zoom. What's your go-to item to style a niche or a shelf? Books, plants, or something else? For me, that will be books, as I said, and then like I love vases. So and bowls, like the decorative bowls and sculptures. So that will be more my favorite things to styles. I also love book stands. So like, if you have a book stand and then like, you can put like an open book on top of it, that's a nice style as well. When we have more like console tables, I like candles and candle holders, or like, really nice designer table lamps. I like them as well, but they usually don't go into inside of the niches or like, bookshelves. So if you have any favorite things to style, to use for styling, then you can drop it in the comments. And if we have any maybe designs where you already did shelves and you want to share them with us so we can see how you styled your shelves, that'll be also great. And any questions, please drop them in the chat box. So I'll give you 2-3 minutes if you have any. We have loads of, if you will go to our catalog, and here we have staging. So we like you have botanical, so that's all the flowers, fresh flowers, like potted plants, etc. And then we have all the decorative accessories. So if we click on this, then we have frames, we have text trays, vases, we have candle holders, and here you will also find the books and bookends. Of course, you can type in what product are you looking for to narrow your search. But I always recommend that, like, when you start using Foyr, it is actually nice to go through the catalog and just see what's in there. Sometimes I will also go to others because there's loads of items there that like, are not added to some of the categories. And you can find like, nice items here. So sometimes I will have just a scroll when I have a bit of time and see what's in there as well. Harleen, how do you decide on color combinations when styling niches so they don't look too busy? I will I decide on a color combination when I'm like, when I'm designing the full space. So for example, like I know what textures I'm using, and then it all depends, like, if I want the to put more items on my niches or bookshelves, then like, use I will leave the background the same color, either like the wall or like, the texture that I already use in the space. If I don't want to over style them, so like, if I want to use less items, then for the interest, I will add like an extra texture. Like for example, it could even be like I have a wallpaper on this wall, so I could even like add wallpaper at the back of my niches or the bookshelves. So like so they just don't look too busy as you said. The good thing in using the program is that like you can always change it. So like when I will style my shelves, and then I can see that it's like, a bit too much, then I will just change the color of the backing or the color, like the overall color of the shelves to match with my wall color. And if I want them to be very simple, very minimalistic, then I will always use the same color that I have on my wall. So like, so they don't stand out, they just blend in within the rest of the wall, and then like the decorative pieces on the shelves are more visible. So that will be my personal approach. You're welcome, Harleen. Also, I think like sometimes when we start styling our shelves, and like we will put some items, it might turn out that we put too much. So you can always take away something, or like swap it with something different, or even change the, for example, like take the items from the middle shelf onto the top, etc. So like you can play with it and see which layout works best for the design that you're creating. So yeah, there's a loads of freedom there, loads of freedom. So just like be creative and don't be scared to even like improvise. Yeah, because like you can change it around, you can play with it. So yeah, make it fun. I think that like if the styling part is no fun for us, I think there is like something wrong there. So it should be the fun part, the funniest part. Do we have any questions or suggestions or Greer? I'm more interested in how you created all the paneled shelving in the other rendering you had in your library. So, for example, these bookshelves, they are created with the Create New Product tool. So just let me refresh that. So that's all create new product tool that we talked about in our last week's office hours. So you can do all of that with the create new product tool. There's a video on YouTube that shows it in detail, how actually design shelves like that. But just let me bring it here. So yes, if I will click on it and go to modify, then that's the shelf that I created with the create new product tool. Like with this one, it's just simply rectangular shelf. And then I've used the offset to create the framing. And then I use the arc tool to create the arch. And the arch, that's just like design thing that is like, on the shelves, because otherwise they are rectangular. So I just added like just to add a bit more interest. Then I've used the offset for the cabinets in the bottom and the hardware from our catalog. I've used the marble for the backing. So that's all textures then. And then you can add as many open shelves as you want. So that is all created with the Create New Product tool. For example, for the old money library, I've actually used shelves that we have in our catalog. I'll show you. They're nice because they already have a ladder with them. So like, for very high ceilings and for floor to ceiling bookcases. The ladder is they need to be there, but they're also like really nice. So they bring that extra to the look of the cabinets, especially for like if you have like typical library in your room. So yeah, so these ones here. So we have this shelf, and as you can see, the shelf has a ladder over here. And this is the shelf that I've used. So let me highlight it and go to edit and information. So this is the Barton bookcase that I've used. I just changed the backing. And now for my other bookcases, I used the invisible material to cover the ladder. So I only have ladders on the side. So I have it from this side and from this side. And then I have them on both sides of the fireplace. But on the bookcases in the middle, I've hidden the ladder because like as we all know they are movable. So like you can slide them from side to side. So like we don't need five different ladders. So they just hidden. And then on the render, as you can see, like they don't show. So only the ones they are not covered with the invisible material show, and it just like looks way more realistic. So remember that I think I talked about that texture before. So if you go to texture catalog, just let me bring this one. Okay, you should be able to see it. So yes, so we have the ladder here, and then we have the visible ladder here, and we have the visible ladder here. And on the rest of the shelves, the ladders are hidden with the invisible material. So if you will go to textures, okay, we have it here. So if you will go to texture catalog, type in invisible material, then with invisible material, you can cover some parts of the models that you're taking from the catalog. So like, you can, for example, cover the hardware and apply different one, etc. So this is the invisible material. I always have it added to my shortlist because it comes useful. The same if you're taking a couch and there are cushions on the couch or like a throw, etc. You can cover it with the invisible material. Greer, yeah. So I hit them with the invisible material. Yes, that's a very useful thing to know and very useful texture. Yes. So like it will take loads of time to create all those shelves. So like I was actually um searching in the catalog first, and I was lucky enough to use these ones. I just resized them and they're tall enough. So I just slightly resized them and then covered the ladders. Okay, do we have any more questions? I'll just check if I went through everything with you. Oh yes, and when you're styling your shelves, make sure that they like that that all the items they are put on the shelf they look like they belong. So like that it's not like okay, that's the first thing that I grabbed and just put on a shelf. Make it intentional. So it really like works and looks like that's like that's the place they belong. Are you going to show how does the rendering work? Oh, it didn't show. Oh, so just let me bring it here to you. Let me share it with you. Mm, I'd say that will be this one. Yeah, so that's the render. I hope you can see it. That like the ladders are not visible on these ones. Like you will only see the outline of the hidden items when you're in 3D. So when you will make the render, then they won't be visible. So now let me go back again to, okay, we have mm, I wanted to actually, okay, so if I go to, oh, how do you use the rendering feature? You're just starting your journey. Yeah, we can actually do a session about renderings as well. Because I know that loads of people have problems with them. But we have like still 5 minutes left. So for the renders, when you're in 3D, my what I do first, I try to set my like approximate angle in 3D before I switch to take render. So for that, you can zoom out of the space, you can zoom in, you can double click on whichever wall you want to do elevation of. You can also use the pan tool to move it up and down and sideways if it rotates too much. So for example, let's say that we want to create a render of this space here. Now I will go and click on take render. When you will open that, then we have some settings here in the top center of the screen. Now we have the aspect ratio. So that's where we can choose the size of the render or customize it. To customize it, you can literally click on these little stripes, white stripes here. They're on the side and from top to bottom. And so crop it and customize the size. Then we have the clip view. With the clip view, we are going through a wall. So like if you have a small space or like you want to zoom out of the space more and you hit the wall, then you can go through the wall with the clip view. Then we have the field of view that zoom in and out of the space. And then we have the camera height. For the camera height, I think it's better just to use the pan tool and just put it on the height that you want. Usually we are trying to do it on like eye level. So when you will be entering the room, that that will be the area that you will usually see. And then we have the settings. So we have lighting. You have some presets, day, evening, and night to choose from. Then we have a product lighting. With the product lighting, we can actually add lights and then we can control if they are on or off. So each light you can add, they will all show here. And from here, you can control each light separately. So that will help you to set the mood of the space as well. Either you want them all on or you just want some of them on and the rest off. For then you have the overall product lighting. I recommend to do it either on medium or on high. And then if you have any windows visible, then you can choose the environment. So whatever you see from the window. We also have the sun. So this is our sun here, and we can rotate it to create like a lovely shadows. And I always recommend to get the preview. With the preview, you don't wasting any rendering credits, and you can see if you're happy with the angle, with all the settings. If not, then you can go back to 3D and make some changes. Also, I always recommend to save the views. So if you're happy with the view as it is now, and you're happy with the settings, just click on save the view. So now when you will go back to 2D or 3D and make some changes, then when you will click on take a render, you will go to views and you just click on the view, let's say fireplace view, and you're ready to go. You just click on take a render and you don't need to reset anything else because that's been already saved. So for example, if with this view, I will go back now to 3D and I will decide that I want different color on my paneling or on my shelves. I will change the color and I will go back to take a render and I will make a render with the same view, but just with my adjusted textures. Greer, that would be great if you could schedule a class for renderings and a class to create new products. We had the create new products last week, but I'm sure that in a bit of time we can do a refresher on that. But we could definitely consider the renderings. Yeah, and like, maybe even have a challenge of like, who will do the best rendering. At the end, we'll see. Drape agreed. Can we focus exclusively on rendering for next week's class? Yeah, I can ask my team if that can be done. So yeah, you will like get a notification. If not next week, maybe in 2 weeks' time. I don't know if they already have the schedule, but yeah, but we definitely will take that into consideration, and we can do a class about renderings only. Boskern, I agree. Create new products class was last week. Yes, and you can see it on YouTube. It's all recorded. So yeah. So you can view that on YouTube. Thanks, Magda, for considering our request. Oh, that's no worries. We're here for you. And that's why, like, we usually ask you to, like, drop any topics that you would like us to cover. The same was with the Create New Product tool. We're here for us, like, so, and we're here, like, I always hope that you, from even, like, our short session, that you will learn something new, or there will be something to inspire you. Yeah, so like, so we're here for you. So we'll definitely take that into consideration. So just to finish that session, I will just, okay. So yeah, so thanks so much, all of you, for entering today's session office hours. And again, huge congratulations to our winners and people that we chose from all the designs that were submitted. And just let me see. Yeah, and we will have more fun for the next weeks, new challenges, fresh themes, and we will be even spotlighting more top designers from our community in upcoming sessions. So yes, so if you haven't participated, or if you haven't signed up for the community, please do so, because you might be the chosen one. Yes, so I think that's all. We will see you all next week. For the time being, stay creative and enjoy using Foyr Neo.